Hi there, as some of you know, I'm being on a Leigh Bardugo binge, and I have to say that I just read Six of Crows, and it's been quite the ride. At the beginning of the book, it took me a bit to get into the book because it's more complex than the previous trilogy, the Bone and Shadow trilogy. Because in that trilogy, there was only one point of view, and it was narrated in a linear way. And in this one, we have very different point of views. We found different point of views. We have like a band of brothers. Only there are thieves and scoundrels and people who are considered to be the lowest of the low. And the narration of the book, goes from one character to another. So we have all those different perspectives, and also the narration it's not quite linear because there are jumps into the past, so we can understand better who these characters are and how they come to be the person they are in the moment we are reading the book. And at the beginning, I was like a bit out of place because I was kind of expecting the same narration style that Leigh Bardugo used in the previous trilogy, as I said. So seeing all this new world where I had to familiarize myself with this new world in Ketterdam and this new way of beliefs and all these characters and all this narration, it took me a bit, but once I get in, I just couldn't stop reading. It's so good, this book. It's amazing. And in my opinion, it's a bit darker than the previous one. Well, not a bit. It's a lot darker than the previous one. And there's a lot of things that are going to be treated in this book, like beliefs, religions in a way, obsession, judging an entire race just because one person is different and one person can be bad. There's also addiction to drugs, and there's lots of things what people will do for money and slavery. There's lots of things that this book covers, and it's amazing. We have also find diversity and representation in this book, which I have come to love to find in books because I think it's very important to have to find representation in books. And I have to say that I love this book so much. What do we find in this book? Because I have begun talking about characters and things and I haven't talked about what this book is about. We found different characters, as I say, that they are felt like a heist, but the magical one. They have to recover a person who is improving the Jurda drug. It's making Jurda Parem. And this drug, what it does is it's like some sort of amplifier to the Grisha powers, but in a way that it's completely out of this world. And also the down point of this drug is that it causes an addiction so bad that the Grisha that taste the drug become addicted and will do anything just for another taste. And there is people who want to make a business with that, who wants to make an army, who wants to make whatever you want to think about. And there is this merchant, this merchant, who goes to a thief called Kaz, and he offers him money in exchange for retrieving the creator of this drug. So Kaz is going to find a band of people he can trust, and he's going to embark on this haste to retrieve this man who is making the drug. And I have to say that I'm being completely out by how different all these characters are, the ones that public this book. We are going to find Kaz, who has a very dark past of his own. He is a character that has been broken, but he also has some physical illness. He has a broken leg, and I think that's important to have a character that's not completely fit, that has some sort of discapacity. So people like me who have a discapacity of sorts kind of connects with a character that's not perfect and fit and that has some kind of limitations. We have also another character called Inech. For me, she was like amazing. She has sort of an acrobat. She is a thief and she can be she's kind of a Catwoman, she deals in secrets and she can steal you blind, and it's amazing. We find a Grisha called Nina. Nina has an amazing story. share with a person who, like a witch hunter, but in Grisha, called Matthias. Matthias was a witch hunter. He comes from a part of the world where they believe that Grisha and their powers are a form of evil. Evil now. It's a form of evil, and they have to be eradicated. And he comes from very strict beliefs and very strict observations, and sometimes it's like he has a stick up his ass, sorry for the expression, but when he finds Nina, he just, he might have found something more. We have another character who's Jasper. Jasper is an amazing character in his own way. He's not exactly a hero character. He's a guy who has an addiction to playing cards. He's accumulating debt, and he likes to be in battles because he feels like he's alive when he's fighting for something. And then we have a guy called Wylan. Wylan comes from a life of money. He has everything. He had everything the money can buy, but he seems like he is fallen of grace, and he's like now going to the slums and surrounding himself with the people from this book, and you will know why he has come to be where he is. And I have to say that I love how all these characters who at the beginning doesn't trust each other, even though they know each other, began to fall into a rhythm, into a pattern in which they began to trust each other, and you see how bonds began forming. And in some characters you find how they began not forgetting exactly, but forgiving things that happened in the past, so they can learn and mature. And I love all these connections. I love all these characters. For me, this story is amazing. All this story about there is this guy who's making drugs to make Grisha stronger, and there's people who want to take profit of it, and they don't care about using people to further what they want to do. But the story is amazing. All the lessons that you can take from that story are amazing, all of them. But for me, what spoke through to me was those characters, because all of them are amazing. I mean, at the beginning it was like, okay, I like you. No, I like this one. I like them all. I have to be honest. All of them are broken in ways, or are just learning to let go of all the baggage they had behind, and they are all learning in a way to be better persons. And I love this kind of characters who are not perfect to begin with, that have like a dark past, or maybe feel like they are not enough, or maybe, I don't know, they're running for something or whatever, because they all have something in their life that kind of, stop them or make them think they're not enough. And seeing all those characters grow before your eyes, that's amazing. I love Leigh Bardugo. I love the world she creates. I love the characters that she creates. They are all amazing. And the ending of this book, it's like, oh my god, I have to read the second one. I'm as soon as I end that review and I have to pick a new book, I'm going to read the following one. So yeah, it's that good. And I have to say that I love how this book stays with you after you have closed the last page, because you began thinking, as I say, about all these characters, all these chances, all these things that happened to them and that made them who they are in the moment that you began reading. And it's amazing to, when you finish the book, to see how far they have gone, how far they have become. And at the beginning of the book, they were completely strangers to me, and now I feel like they're like friends, and that's amazing. And see all the evolution of, and all of the hard work they've done to get where they are. It's amazing. I have to say that I'm loving the worlds that Leigh Bardugo is creating. So yeah, I really, 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 and honestly, I recommend her a lot. If you haven't read it, go pick this book. It's very worth it. Thank you for watching. Bye.